All right, it is finally time for another studio update here at Schwartzcrafted. Sorry it's been so long. Thanks for your patience. I have just been busy going all the way back to the Pottery tour, getting ready for that at the end of September, making more pots for the holiday season here. Kids are in sports, school 4 days a week, family stuff coming up once in a while. Just been busy, so we've got a big update to get caught up. I've got some new pots to show you. I've got some glaze tests that I've started. We'll talk about the Pottery tour. We'll talk about the holiday show that just happened. The Walkway is finished. Maybe I'll talk a little bit about the end of the year, what I've got planned. So we'll start with, I just sent out the greenish version of this mug, Pottery Tour Special Edition mug. Sent that out to the winner of the drawing. During the Pottery Tour you could sign up for my email list, and I drew a name out. They won a special edition 2024 Michiana Pottery Tour mug. So I sent that out, but I thought I love doing giveaways and stuff. Just giving away pots in general is kind of fun. So I'm thinking I may do some more giveaways. Haven't exactly figured out how I want to do it. I have started a Patreon and a Ko-fi account. So I'll probably give any supporters there like the first chance at some giveaways, but I might do some YouTube giveaways. So subscribe, keep watching. I'll figure something out. We'll send out some pots to people. Speaking of pots, I've got a whole bunch of new stuff. The big thing that I've tried here this holiday season, a little Christmas decor. So I threw some little Christmas trees on the pottery wheel, drilled some holes in them, painted the inside white, glazed them kind of the greenish brown, glaze on the outside, and they actually turned out pretty nice. I actually sold 2 of these smaller ones during the holiday sale. I made a couple different sizes, kind of some bigger version. Both turned out pretty nice. Kind of a medium-sized version that you saw, and then the smaller, even smaller than these two, just about a pound of clay. And so they all have a little cutout, so you can run some Christmas lights underneath if you want, little LED lights, those little fairy lights, and they actually look pretty cool if you get some lights in there. But I mean, they look pretty decent, on their own as well. So I thought they were fun. Definitely some interest. During the holiday season here, people were picking them up, looking at them, and sold 2 out of, 5 or 6, I think. So definitely worth trying out. Another thing, I don't think I've made these a while ago. I don't think I've put them on a video yet. Can you guess what they are? If you said utensil jar, you would be correct. Or if you said wine chiller, you'd be correct. Or if you said something else that you would use these for, you would be correct. I sold one of these during the holiday sale, one of these map versions. So they're, relatively easy to make. Just, straight sides. I think I used 4 pounds of clay to throw them. Not too complicated for sure. They came out pretty nice, so definitely had some interest. I've got one with some plastic in it, display one with a wine bottle in it. I've got some utensils that I put in another one during the shows, so people can kind of get some ideas. Those seem to be, they're definitely getting some interest. A lot of people look at them. Let's see here. We've got, I think I mentioned the bowl study on one of the last kiln opening videos. So still plenty of options that I'm trying out. Some different shapes, different sizes. I'm just really digging the texture and the glaze that's going over it. I just think it looks really nice. So I'm excited about that. A couple more sizes, a little bit different shape. The feet are similar. Foots, that's probably not a word. So yeah, I kind of like that as far as the shape. Texture's looking good. So I'm happy the way things are going as far as texture and shape and just trying some different things. I also did just recently, the last kiln load, a couple bonsai pots, which turned out pretty nice. I feel like I'm starting to get the hang of of the bonsai pots. Just a, real thick bottom so I can carve away a little bit more underneath. Nice thick foot on the bottom. So I don't know for sure. I'm no bonsai expert, but I feel like they're looking good. I would use these. Put some more trees in there. So happy with how those are coming out. So the one thing I am not as impressed with, I don't know if that's the right word, but the liner glaze that I've got right now, I mean, it looks okay. One issue I have is sometimes my flux glaze that I put on it that kind of drips down and melts down, crazes a little bit with the liner glaze inside, this kind of sandstone glaze. So I mean, the sandstone kind of color looks good. I think it goes pretty decent with my exterior glaze, but trying to get a little bit more lower expansion version of this glaze or similar glaze. I did a couple glaze tests. We'll get to those. So here's just kind of a glaze test that I did. So you can see the inside of some of these with a little bit of a flux glaze over the top. Definitely no crazing, which is what I'm after. No crazing on the inside. So this glaze, it actually looks kind of nice. I think I kind of want something in between this and the kind of the sandstone color. So we'll see what comes out of those tests, continued tests. As far as the flux glaze, I tried 3 different flux glaze versions. I have my original is Jen's Juicy Fruit, original recipe with some iron in it. And so you can see what that looks like here. And it's got a little bit of a white glaze at the very top that you can kind of see drips down in there too. So it gives a little bit of a, kind of a white cloud almost coming down there. So that's the original Jen's Juicy Fruit, but over the sandstone liner glaze, it will craze a little bit, especially if I don't have a white glaze on there as well. So I got a little bit of crazing, so trying to lower the expansion of both the interior and the flux glaze a little bit. So the low expansion Jen's Juicy Fruit version I got came out like this, which is, I mean, if I do some tests, I'll do some, the lemon test and whatnot, but I love how this came out. Very, very matte, lots of crystals in it. So I kind of love that, especially with the greenish brown glaze that I've got over the texture here. Really liking that. So also no crazing, on the new liner glaze. So that could be a winning combination. I also tried the Old Forge Flux, and then a low expansion version of that. And some of the test tiles look fantastic, but I have been getting similar to sometimes with the regular Jen's Juicy Fruit, the original Jen's Juicy Fruit. I've been getting some bubbles. So I think it might be just from the combination of my greenish brown glaze and the flux glaze, possibly something in the clay body. Maybe it's not burning out all the stuff during the bisque fire. So some small issues to resolve, but they both look nice. I mean, as far as color, kind of turned a nice blue color. The bubbles, we'll have to figure out how I can fix those. But if I have something kind of in between these two, I think that would be ideal. Kind of the crystally and the nice smooth, but get rid of the bubbles. If I could do something in between that might be what I'm looking for. So yeah, glaze tests are coming along. Line blend, hopefully in the near future, of some different glazes. Couple recent events. Of course, the Pottery tour, which was months ago now. Everything went pretty well. It was a little bit rainy, cloudy. I think it was Saturday morning, one of the days. Weather wasn't ideal. So overall attendance was down a little bit. And then sales, as far as the whole stop, were down a little bit. I sold about the same amount, but I think overall, as far as the whole tour, we got together and talked about it. I think attendance was down a little bit for everybody overall. So it could have been the weather, it could have been, you know, a number of things. There's lots of variables, but overall pretty good. Chatting with everybody was fantastic, you know, talking pots, and I made some nice trades. In fact, let me see if I've got some of them. All right, so I found, traded for one of Natasha Overton's fantastic little things here. I love the metallic and the matte black on the bottom. Really cool. Nice shape. Good stuff there. I traded for Len Cockman's mug. Wood-fired. Real nice stuff. I love how he incorporates dirt track racing, and so he takes actually some of the dirt from some of the tracks and puts it in some of the glazes. Very cool stuff. And then I got this one from Jonathan. I mean, you could just take a look at this all day and just see all the fantastic surface that he got. Wood-fired, I mean, just really cool. So overall, I mean, great event. I got to talk to a lot of people. I also had some of the people come back from the Pottery Tour event. I don't know if I've done an update since then either. Over the summer, we had the Pottery Tour event where people could come and make stuff. And then I had their stuff displayed. During the Pottery Tour, they could come pick it up or see it. I had a handful of people come back and check out the Pottery Tour and get their stuff. So that was pretty cool. After the Pottery Tour, I mean, it was basically making pots for the holiday season, you know, Etsy shop, and then we had a Michiana holiday, kind of a Pottery Tour holiday sale. One day only, about 4 hours in Goshen, right downtown, during the first Fridays for Goshen, so people are out and about. We had, I don't know how attendance compared, but we definitely sold more pots this year than last year overall. I sold quite a bit more. I think I sold like a handful of things last year. I think I had, 14 sales this year. So very solid for, I mean, 4 hours, you know, getting set up and selling some things. I traded during that for an Eric Kaufman mug, famous for crystalline glazes, but this was one of his wood-fired mugs. Turned out real nice. So happy to get that. It's good talking to all the potters. You know, you get to walk around and talk about pots and see all their work. So even if I didn't sell anything, it would have been a good event. I just shipped out, sold a couple ornaments through my Etsy shop. Just sold a bowl similar to this through the Etsy shop. So yeah, good to, you know, the end of the year, finish on a strong sales note. The Walkway, had a couple big projects over the summer. The Walkway was probably the biggest one. Finally finished that just in time before it got too cold. Got all the special sand in the cracks and got that watered down. So it looks pretty nice. I feel like I'm ready, open for business now. People can come in and I don't have to walk through the garage or walk through the mud or whatever. So happy with that. I did enjoy doing it, especially I got borrowed a tile saw from my dad. Got one of those fancy blades. Felt real manly, you know, cutting these pavers just like they were nothing. Some things from pottery kind of translate to that, you know, craftsmanship, attention to detail, things like that, just working with your hands. So yeah, I'm real happy about the Walkway being done. On to the next few projects I've got planned. Speaking of that, the end of the year, plenty of things to work on. More glaze tests, obviously. I've got, possibly I might be in a wood firing. My friend Len from the Pottery Tour said he's gonna try and fire his kiln either before Christmas or sometime in January. So I'm gonna hopefully get a few pots in there and help him fire that. And let's see, websites. I've got so much stuff to do on websites. You know, the Schwartz Crafted site, getting that set up for, you know, classes, booking times to come make pots, and actually figuring out a schedule for the classes and the events and stuff. The e-commerce part of it, you know, setting up my online shop on my actual own website so I don't have to keep paying Etsy all these crazy fees. I've got some articles that I'm working on for some of the other websites, potterymakinginfo.com, Expert Clay. I'm working on, I don't know how far I'll get on this before the world comes to an end, but trying to put together like a Cone 6 glaze website just so I can put the recipes on there, some high quality photos. I'll kind of tweak them so they fit my clay bodies a little bit better. Just kind of some things like that, just to share the info. I've got videos planned, you know, stuff here in the studio. probably mixing some glazes. I've thought about doing some videos, how I get, certain glazes to look the way they are. The green and brown glaze, one of my favorites. So how do I get it to look like that? Talk about some recipes and stuff. Of course, we'll have some videos of me making pots, kind of some how-to videos, how to make certain pots, how to do certain techniques, things like that. Even just some little studio tips. I've got my trimming station over there. I'm going to break that down and show you how I put that together. So, lots of things planned, lots of things that are in progress. Looking forward to the beginning of next year. Next year, right away, I think first couple things I need to do, finish getting the business set up, especially the scheduling part, as far as classes and events and things like that. Just getting the word out as far as marketing, letting people know I'm here. And I gotta set up like a new checking account, things like bank account, things like that. I don't know, a couple other things like that. Just setting up the business, finish setting up the business, and then kind of transfer what I've got from Art by Fuzzy to Schwartz Crafted. And yeah, just crank out some content. I'm looking forward to putting out some new content. So thank you for watching this gigantic update. If you made it this far, give yourself a pat on the back. And I think, as I mentioned before, I do have a Patreon and a Ko-fi account. So I will have this video, we'll have some extended content for subscribers, a little bit more detail on some of the sales and some of the glazes and things like that. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, you can come find me on Patreon or Ko-fi. But other than that, thank you for watching. And I will hopefully see you on the next one, hopefully in January, getting the year off to a good start.